Hello to all the viewers across the world and across the Turkey. I'm very glad and I'm very happy to speak with Mr. Can Kurt from the Kurtsan company. And just for the beginning of this conversation, I just want to mention one anecdote. When I was in Turkey, in Konya, and I made a report for Serbian farmers, although that report is also very well accepted and viewed in Bosnia and in Macedonia and Montenegro. And I was speaking about Kurtsan company. And as a comment on the YouTube, I get a comment that many guys in Serbia are actually using the Kurtsan equipment and they are very satisfied. That milking equipment, of course. So this is nothing that is arranged. I never talked with Mr. Can about it, but the whole idea and the whole story about Kurtsan is very well accepted in Serbia and on the Balkans, and the farmers are very satisfied. So the question is, of course, Kurtsan is a company. We can see that milk production will be very challenging in the months and probably in the years to come, because the animal feed is going up. We have world instability in sense of corn, soybean, sunflower meal, all other things we are using, and how the company, as a Kurtsan, you have one segment of animal breeding and farming. You're just doing just equipment for that. How can you make guys, the farmers, more resilient, more robust, so they can really they can be more competitive on the market and they can survive and thrive in animal production, especially in the milk production?
Yes, you are right. I wish that all these days and this part of the year, every farmer can be more happy about or more profitability about the current conditions and informations. But unfortunately, in these days, all over the world, not only in Turkey or in Balkans, Europe or American side or in the Middle East, Asia, doesn't matter. All the producers are complaining about the profitability. But if you are just consider only the profitability, only the cost, actually it's not correct, I believe, because in the same time the technology is helping us to increase our profitability, and plus the service costs, the product itself. So there is too many points. It's like a chain to affect each other. So okay, the inlet cost, like feed, petroleum, everything, energy is expensive. But in the same time, we have to consider the productivity. But while we are thinking the cost is high, we will not stop the production. I'm not talking about the industrial side. I'm talking about the farmer side. Whatever the outcomes is increased, we have to produce. So in this point, the government should make more support to the farmers.
Yes, of course, but it's not always just about the government and the amount of money the government is ready to give the farmers is a little bit. As a Kurtsan, you are a global company. You did start as a Turkish company. Now you are a global company and you are exporting all over the world. But at the same time, the world is producing the milk in the New Zealand, in the United States, and now you can import that milk in the Turkey, in the Balkans, in the European Union. So the world is functioning globally. And what is your opinion about what is your role in making? Of course, you did mention absolutely correctly that it's all about productivity, but how you as a company can make farmers in Turkey, in Balkans, in the Northern Africa, how you can make these guys more competitive so they can produce that milk. What can you do as a company?
Today,
Because the world market is working all the time.
yes, correct. I mean, the farmers are the like a buyers for us and for our competitors. But the differences between us and the competitors is our power of the production. Today, the Kursan is one of the largest manufacturer company in this field, and this is the reasons. Sometimes some crises create some opportunities for some companies, and I believe we are using this opportunity. Today, included the COVID period, our group companies, we grown 15 to 20% per year. So while there is some crisis, yes, I agree with you, and many farmers are not suffering in the current conditions, but some of them are. Some of them, only the profitable farms in these days, they have a cash flow issue. They cannot manage their cash flows, but otherwise, I know even in Turkey or out of Turkey, many farms are earning very good profits.
Yes, that's fine. And when you just mentioned your competitors, when you're comparing you and the companies from the Western Europe, I don't want to say the names to make you unpleasant about it, but we all know about what German and Swedish and so on companies I'm thinking about. You have to compete with them. You have to be better, cheaper, more agile than them. How can you beat them? What can you offer to farmers? Why should they buy the
There is,
equipment for Turkey?
for me, I think it's okay to even mention the names because always the competitions create quality.
Yeah.
While there is a competitions, either we will improve our quality and our or reduce our prices cost because we have to invest to the productions or for our competitors as well. But at the end, all these competitions will create value to the farmers because they will get cheaper products or much better quality products.
Yes.
Between differences, there is. I don't want to say like a beating. I think there is a market for everyone. So the differences is that we are trying to give the reasons the customers choose to Kurtsan against others. Why we are doing this, how we are doing this is more is like it can be with the quality, of course, in prices or richness. The people are rich your products or not, because sometimes there is a product, there is a price, but the farmers cannot afford it. It is like a distributor channels the service channels. So all of them, we are still are investing. We are not saying we are like a leader. There is too many things that we have to invest. We have to improve ourselves. And every country there is a different stones. In Europe is more competitive. Maybe in Africa is less. But there is a big challenges. In the Europe, you can find much more easy service channels. In Africa, you have to invest much more time or people for the service channels. So every country, there is a different challenge. So we have to be understand the market, people's need, customers' needs, and we need to make our roles according to that.
Yes, of course. And when you're comparing your products with, okay, let's say openly, it's about De Laval, it's about Gea Westphalia, you're producing pretty much the same thing at lower prices. You're selling that to farmers, so they are more competitive. And when you look, do you think that actually the Kurtsan time is coming? And the farmers, you see, most of people. I'm just commenting. Most of people now, farmers in Western Europe, they are buying De Laval, they're buying Westphalia, Gia equipment because they're buying brand name. They're not buying
Mhm.
anything like a value. They're buying brand, like you're buying Versace or you're buying Dolce Gabbana and so on. But it's not applicable to farms. So sooner or later, the farmers will realize that they can buy pretty much the same equipment for the Turksan at maybe
Yeah.
30% for less price for less money. Do you think that actually your time is coming and that even the Western European companies they have to work hard in order to be more competitive to Kurtsan because
I
probably
think,
they are also thinking about you.
but but there is a one thing, today, not only as a Kurtsan, our company itself. I think all the Turkish companies has a very good period, luckily or advantage period against all the European manufacturers. In today,
Yeah.
Turkey, the production cost is very low when you compare with Europe. You can reach all kind of technologies, all kind of products, and very fast delivery times. Now that's why China was cheaper than Turkey. Maybe they were not in the milking business, but in other sectors. But many European companies are start to return back to Turkey because of the technology, labor costs, time differences, delivery times, many advantages. And as a milking sections, we are also using the same advantage against our competitors. So our biggest the straight is not only the price. Okay, price is the very important while the farmers are not earning enough, but always we are improving our technologies every day. And as a Kurtsan, we are not have a different quality levels. Whatever we are selling in United States, we are selling to the South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, or in Turkey. So in that means for the United States or to the Europe, you need to reach high quality. So when we reach this quality with reasonable prices, and when we are offering same equipment to the other countries, this create value for our company.
Yes, that's true, and I believe that that's the good subject for farmers to think about it. But it's about technology. You mentioned technology. Kurtsan is producing, uh, I believe, almost everything for just the classical milk equipment, and you have some innovation. We spoke about that on the Konya Fair. But do you, for example, uh, do you have any plans in to go in sense of technology further to produce a milking robots as competitors
Yes,
from the Western Europe? Do you find where is the limit for the technology? Where is the
I mean
sense for that technology? How you are
today
thinking
I
about
think
it?
no one knows answer of this because Turkey, if you just ask to us or to our one previous generations in today current technology, no one I think was believed how fast we came in these days. So today we have, as you say, we have equipments for the entry level farmers, medium class, big one, or the mega farms. But in the today the most difficult point of the dairy farming in Europe is the labor cost. That's why robotic milking in the last 20 years became more and more famous. Turkey or any country like a Turkey level, maybe in Balkans are the same. They didn't have this level cost or shortage in their life until in last maybe few years. And even our countries start to have need to have a robot. Maybe after 5 years
Yes.
ago it wasn't needed. Today the people start to ask. 5 years ago, sorry, 5 years later, maybe they will demand more, and 10 years later, maybe it will be obligatory. Everyone cannot make milking without robots. Who knows? So, in that reasons, the Kursan will start to invest robotic technologies. Now, we already almost finished, and we are making like a field studies for our feed pusher robot. And I believe this summer, maybe in June or July, we will start to have demo usings in the farms. And on end of the
Feed
year,
robots.
yes, feed pushing robots.
Yeah. Great.
And this one, I think this year we will just make it start in the sales in Turkey. And with the 2023, we will start to export to our first probably neighbor countries and in overseas. And the next steps will be like a milking. So today only is not what they say. Only the not changing in the world is changing itself. So everything is changing and improving, and we are following this. And we did always this strategy. And that's why in the 20 years period we reach, sorry, 20, maybe 30 years period, we reach from the 50 square meter work shop or Kursan, and now we have almost 40,000 square meter production facility.
So sooner or later, we should expect the robots, milking machines, milking robots, and feeding robots from the Kurtsan. And it will be interesting because then the whole thing about technology from the Western Europe and from the Turkey will be leveled. So you will have the same equipment at better prices, absolutely, for the large scale farms, for the smaller farms, and that's it. It's just my personal, kind of. I'm really thrilled about that you are offering the machinery for just a small farmer who own maybe 5 cows, and for someone who have 5,000 cows, and you can just make solution for the either of them, no matter what
Yes,
is the size of the farm. So it's your flexibility,
today,
and it's really fantastic.
yes, correct. That's why in all the level, for example, today we cannot provide many items in the Korea or Japan because these two markets,
Yeah.
as you say, it's only accepted robotic milking. So even we
Uh-huh.
sell our milking systems cheapest, maybe like 80% lower than the market price. No one demanded because they demand robot.
Yes.
So that's why
And you will be
this
ready.
is, yeah, this we have to be sure. At least we know that if we don't make this after 20 to 25 years, there will be no Kursan wallet in the market. This is the reality. So we
Yes.
have to follow the technology, and we cannot be fight against it. We have to follow.
Yes. I understand. Mr. Kurt, I just want to say personally, thanks and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. And hopefully, we will see the more and more Kurtsan equipment in the Balkans, in Serbia and Bosnia also. And I think that farmers in Serbia, I was just mentioned, it was not announced. It's just my spontaneous reaction, and the reaction of farmers under the YouTube video and everything else about Kursan. They're really satisfied with your equipment in Serbia and in Bosnia. Well, thank you again, and I wish you best. And I wish to see more and more equipment from the Kurtsan
You,
in Serbia.
you always welcome, and also with our Serbian company Kursan Agri will be extend in the Novi Sad exhibitions. So we are
Oh,
expecting
that's great.
all the kind, yes, Balkan visitors. They are always there is a nice talks and good informations for the dairy industry in our stand.
Uh, Thank you again. Thank you again, Mr. Kurt.
Thank you very
See you.
much.
Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.